All right, we tightened up my little window mount there, so we shouldn't have any big drop. Just so the screen's pointed at my legs today. Hopefully not, at least. But headed home to train now. So we did some no contact snatch and clean and jerk the other day. Yesterday and today doing some yo-yos. Really not sure what I'm doing for training tomorrow. I have some sprints in there. Not really sure if I'm feeling like sprinting. But then on Saturday, that will be just my heavy competition single day. So we'll hit some heavy snatch, heavy clean and jerk. I had one of my athletes do some yo-yo cleans yesterday, and they cleaned 100 kilos. Female, I was planning to do a light to moderate yo-yo day of 100 kilos. So now I have to do like 120 at least, just so I can, keep my status as coach. Can't have the children outdoing me. Gotta at least stay in it enough just to outdo some of my athletes. But getting into the real stuff right off the bat. Not sure if this is going to be a very long one, but I know a couple people specifically, not even necessarily my athletes, but some that are my athletes. They need to hear this message of do not identify as a weightlifter. The sport of weightlifting, like, it can be very all-consuming. Like, you get into really any sport, but like most people are starting weightlifting as an adult. CrossFit, powerlifting, like really all of the barbell sports, like that is not really a traditional youth, junior, high school sport. Most people are coming to the sport of weightlifting, to really any of these barbell sports. They're coming as an adult. So they have already gone through their career. They have already progressed through being an athlete or not being an athlete, taking a step back. They found this like, oh, hey, I want to be an athlete again. And the thing that happens is they make it their identity. I am a weightlifter. I am a CrossFitter. I am a strongman. I am whatever the fuck. And it becomes all-consuming to the point where your training just takes over your entire life. To the point where you're focused on eating all day at a certain time just for your weightlifting. You are focused on changing your work or your job to better support your weightlifting. You are changing your sleep schedule. Granted, that's not a bad thing to support your weightlifting. But you're changing up every aspect of your life to support your weightlifting and have... We just had a little technical difficulty there. The phone just fell off my little window mount. So you got to be real up close and personal with this one. People set up their lives so that every single thing surrounds weightlifting, which at the time is not necessarily a bad thing. However, if you are an adult who has a family, who has a job, who has all these different things, weightlifting should not be your life. The gym should not be something that is so all-encompassing that you are only thinking about it all day. It can make or break your day. Training then bleeds into other aspects of your life, brings you down, all those different things. Weightlifting should be something that is a beneficial addition to your life. It should not be a subtraction from other things in your life. And I see a lot of people, again, some of those people being my athletes, but a lot of non-athletes, I just see this quite often, where weightlifting just fully encompasses their life to the point where they can't really do much else. Like, I know plenty of people who have career-ending injuries, or they have some sort of injury where it's like, hey, you probably should not weightlift again, just like your health. And they don't. They keep trying to weightlift. They make the injury worse and worse to the point where they may never be able to use that limb or use whatever they injured ever again, or just never the same. Like, I tore my entire shoulder off the bone. Very shortly after, I quit weightlifting because insurance billed hospital billed insurance $40,000 for my arm to get cut into. Weightlifting, in my eyes, is not worth another $40,000 surgery. Granted, we didn't pay $40,000, obviously, thankfully for the insurance, but I do not think me being a below mediocre athlete in the sport of weightlifting is worth another surgery, is worth another $40,000. Granted, I'm getting back into it now, but still, like, some shit just ain't worth it. And like a lot of times, especially like if you're not that great of a weightlifter, like if you're not vying for podiums at national meets, if you're not vying for a team, if you're not international, it may just not be worth it. Like, I had an athlete at one point who needed a hip replacement. They were a master's athlete, and they were still like talking to the doctor, no, I won't get a hip replacement. No, I won't stop weightlifting. No, I won't do this. I won't do that. And I'm telling this athlete months on end, like, dude, I think you should quit weightlifting. Like, I think it is in your best interest for your health to stop weightlifting. Like, weightlifting, especially when you're not, like, again, vying for national, international medals, should not be something that takes over your entire life. If you make your identity weightlifting, you are a weightlifter, well then yeah, all this shit's gonna happen where, hey, one thing happens and you don't know how to cope, you don't know how to quit a sport because that is who you are. You know, you don't have anything anymore besides weightlifting. That is not a healthy spot to be in by any stretch of the imagination. Not at all, not at all. You need hobbies, you need shit outside of weightlifting. Like, there will be a day when you can't weightlift anymore. Whether that is by your choice or by outside forces that force you to make that choice. There will be a day you can't weightlift. And if you have spent so many years, so long, identifying as a weightlifter, saying, I don't have anything else besides weightlifting, this is who I am, well, when that day comes and you can't weightlift, you're going to be fucked. You're not going to have any sort of identity afterwards. You're going to have this giant midlife crisis or later in life crisis, whatever it happens, because you aren't anyone without weightlifting. And that is not a healthy or safe place to be in, mentally or physically. So, short one here because you really zoomed in my face. Shit fell over. This was a mess of a day, a mess of a video, but gets the point across. Be more than a weightlifter. Do not identify yourself as a weightlifter. Be someone who weightlifts, who competes in Olympic weightlifting. Don't be an Olympic weightlifter. Don't only be a weightlifter and have all of your identity wrapped up in a sport that's, one, again, you're not competing at a very high level. Like, it's a hobby. Remember, it's a fucking hobby. Like, it should not be your everything. It's a damn fucking hobby. Remember that. Treat it as such. Do not become so engrossed into something that can be snatched away from you just at a moment's notice.